Imagine this: the world's greatest conqueror, ruler of an empire from the Pacific to the Caspian, vanishes after death. No tomb, no monument, not even a humble gravestone. Just nothing. For nearly 800 years, explorers and historians have searched for Genghis Khan's final resting place. But the answer lies hidden in Mongolia's vast steppes, shrouded in secrecy, guarded by tradition, tangled in politics, and cloaked in legends wild enough to make Indiana Jones blush. Death of a conqueror, birth of a legend. Genghis Khan died in August of 1227 during a campaign against the Western Xi'an dynasty in modern-day China. The actual cause of death remains a matter of historical speculation. Some sources say he fell off his horse. Others claim he succumbed to wounds from battle. A few imaginative accounts say he was murdered by a princess he had taken captive. Whatever the truth, the one detail that historians agree on is that his death was kept secret until after the conquest was completed. His followers, devoted to their leader and his wishes, ensured that his burial remained one of the best-kept secrets in world history. The methods used were, to put it mildly, extreme. According to folklore, his funeral escort killed anyone they encountered on the way to the burial site to maintain secrecy. Then those guards were reportedly killed by another squad to seal the secret even tighter. To top it off, some stories say a river was diverted to flow over his grave, masking it forever. Whether these tales are true or just terrifying bedtime stories, they paint a picture of just how seriously the Mongols took the idea of keeping their Khan's tomb hidden. Burkhan Khaldun and the Forbidden Zone. If there is one location that consistently comes up in both Mongolian oral tradition and ancient records, it is Burkhan Khaldun, a mountain in the Khenti Range in northeastern Mongolia. This is believed to be the area where Genghis Khan was born, where he sought refuge during his rise to power, and ultimately where he requested to be buried. The area surrounding Burkhan Khaldun became known as Ich-Korig, which translates to the Great Taboo. Access was restricted for centuries, guarded by a dedicated group called the Dark Hat. These guardians were tasked with protecting the sanctity of the land and keeping outsiders far away. Even today, Ich-Korig is protected as part of Mongolia's Khan Khenti strictly protected area. It remains difficult to access, and excavation is prohibited. The Mongolian government, and more importantly, many Mongolian people, believe the site should remain untouched out of respect for Genghis Khan and the ancient traditions that surround him. From Soviets to satellites. The 20th and 21st centuries saw a mix of high hopes, scientific ingenuity, and utter frustration when it came to finding the elusive tomb. During the Soviet era, the region was completely closed off to all archaeological activity. Any interest in Genghis Khan was considered politically dangerous, as the Soviets feared that rediscovering nationalistic icons like Genghis could lead to uprisings or cultural resurgence. After the fall of the USSR, Mongolia reopened, but not completely. Ich-Korig remained largely off-limits, and any proposed expedition still required careful negotiations and approvals that are rarely granted. This didn't stop people from trying. In 2001, a joint American-Mongolian team uncovered a burial site near Batcharit. It held more than 20 unopened tombs, but none belonged to Genghis Khan or his immediate family. In 2004, a Japanese-Mongolian expedition discovered the ruins of a palace thought to belong to the Khan, about 150 miles east of Ulaanbaatar. That led some researchers to believe his tomb must be nearby. But again, further exploration hit a wall, sometimes literally, sometimes bureaucratically. Then came the age of the drones. In 2015 and 2016, French researchers Pierre-Henri Giscard and Raphaël Hautefort used drones to scan a large mound on Burkhan Khaldun. What they found was extraordinary, a man-made tumulus that bore striking similarities to Chinese imperial tombs. Yet despite the strong evidence suggesting the site might be the final resting place of the Khan, excavation was not allowed. No permit, no digging, just a tantalizing hill and a lot of academic size. Perhaps the most famous modern effort came from Albert Yumin Lin, a scientist and National Geographic explorer, who launched a crowdsourced satellite image analysis project in 2010. He asked volunteers across the globe to comb through satellite images of northeastern Mongolia and tag anything that looked unusual: mounds, geometric shapes, unnatural patterns. His team received thousands of responses, and narrowed it down to 55 possible sites. Sadly, none turned out to be the right one. So why haven't we found it? Let's address the big elephant, or in this case, the armored Mongolian warhorse, in the room. Why has no one found the tomb? First, the lengths taken to hide it were extraordinarily effective. If even half the stories are true, murdered witnesses, diverted rivers, horses trampling the ground, then it's no surprise the trail has gone cold. Second, the landscape itself is unforgiving. The Khenti Mountains are rugged, vast, and sparsely populated. With no modern roads and limited infrastructure, even getting to the region is a challenge, let alone conducting a full archaeological dig. Third, and perhaps most importantly, cultural beliefs still play a crucial role. Many Mongolians believe Genghis Khan's tomb should never be disturbed. He wished to remain hidden in death, just as he had been ruthless in life. Excavating his grave would be seen not as a scientific victory, but as a spiritual trespass. Some even believe that disturbing the tomb would bring a curse, a notion that archaeologists may scoff at, but which is taken very seriously by locals. Add to this the legal protections in place. The area is a designated protected zone, and the Mongolian government has repeatedly denied requests to excavate or conduct deep-ground radar studies. Even with the most advanced technology, nothing can be done without permission, and permission is not forthcoming. Finally, there's the issue of false positives. With so many burial mounds across the steppes, and with centuries of erosion, it's hard to distinguish between a random hill and the grave of the greatest warlord in history. Even crowdsourced AI can only do so much before the signal gets lost in the noise. Ethics, national pride, and a dead-end mystery. There's also a deeper reason the tomb remains elusive, and perhaps always will. It's not just about topography or tradition. It's about legacy. Genghis Khan isn't just a historical figure in Mongolia. He's a symbol of identity, pride, and independence. Finding his tomb and exposing it to the world might risk commercializing or diminishing that legacy. Some fear it could turn into a tourist trap, a Genghis world with animatronic yaks and souvenir yurts. Others worry about looting or disrespect. There is also a geopolitical dimension. China, which currently controls Inner Mongolia, where some alternative tomb sites have been proposed, has its own interests and tensions with Mongolia. The international implications of who owns the Khan's legacy make everything more complex. Ethically, there is also the question of whether we should disturb a tomb just because we can. It's a debate that has grown louder in archaeology in recent years. Does curiosity outweigh cultural consent? The power of not knowing. In a strange way, the absence of the tomb has only made Genghis Khan more legendary. His name echoes across continents not just because of what he did in life, but because of the powerful enigma that surrounds his death. He became immortal not through relics and ruins, but through the mystery that continues to baffle and inspire. If someone announced tomorrow that the tomb had been found, excavated, and cataloged, it might solve a puzzle, but it would end the myth. Part of the magic of Genghis Khan's story is that it remains open-ended. His legacy is etched into the steppes, whispered in the wind, and etched into Mongolian culture, not boxed up in a museum exhibit. Could we still find it? Technically, yes. With the continuous advancement in non-invasive techniques like LiDAR, hyperspectral imaging, and improved satellite analysis, it's possible that new leads may emerge. If political and cultural circumstances shift, perhaps one day researchers will be granted permission to investigate further. But for now, all signs suggest that the tomb of Genghis Khan will remain one of history's greatest mysteries. It's out there somewhere, beneath a forested hill, under the shadow of Burkhan Khaldun, or maybe right beneath a goat's grazing spot. But as of today, no shovel has struck the right earth. And maybe that's how it should be. And that, my friends, is the unbelievable story of Genghis Khan's lost tomb, the greatest mystery no one's ever solved. If you enjoyed going down this rabbit hole of ancient secrets, smash that like, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, stay curious, and may your quests never end in unmarked graves.